Hi, I'm Irene Holmes. Welcome to my stories. The Loretta Files, Rosewood, Chapter 3, Old Faces, Old Wounds. After dinner, Loretta went up to her apartment and closed the door behind her with relief. Taking off her shoes, she poured herself a glass of wine and stepped out onto the balcony to get some fresh air. The evening park below shimmered with the lights of lanterns, and somewhere in the distance came the sound of laughter. She took a sip and allowed her thoughts to drift back to those she had met at dinner. Vivian had been her best friend, or so Loretta thought. They went to church together, raised their children side by side, exchanged recipes, and gossiped like candies. But while smiling at Loretta, she gossiped about her to all the neighbors, making her look clumsy, a bad wife and mother. By the time Loretta realized it, the damage had already been done. That's the thing about betrayal. It hurts more when it comes from someone who knows your secrets. Today, the former neighbor saw Loretta first, but pretended she didn't. She sat hunched over the table, nodding like a bobblehead, smiling at someone. Yet her eyes kept sneaking back to Loretta, like to a shadow you can't shake off. Samuel, the former colleague, on the contrary, brightened when he saw Loretta. A wide smile, a wave of the hand. "Loretta, what a surprise," he said, as if he was truly glad to see an old friend. He was sure his tricks were long forgotten. He didn't even notice how the corners of Loretta's lips twitched with a mocking smile. Samuel had done everything to destroy Loretta's career. They once worked together on cases, and Loretta thought they were a team. Turned out all he ever did was set her up to get ahead. Lies, deals, betrayal. That was Samuel in a nutshell. And now he was here, waving at Loretta, while his eyes still darted around as if hiding cards up his sleeve. Harold noticed her last. At first, he was telling something to a woman nearby, laughing loudly, cracking his knuckles. He always did that when he wanted attention, then suddenly froze. Their eyes met. His face seemed to shrink, but he quickly put on a smile and began to turn his glass, pretending nothing had happened. "Old fox," thought Loretta, "but your hands are still shaking." Harold. Once he had been her whole world, confident, handsome, with a smile that disarmed. She fell for him the way only a young girl can fall in love. They married, dreamed of a home, a family, a long, happy life. But reality turned out different. Harold was one man in public and another at home. He didn't shout or hit. No, but his words could hurt more than any blow. He could make a cold joke that left the room silent. He could accidentally humiliate her in front of friends, and he could make her feel guilty even when it was clearly his fault. Loretta went back inside and took from the drawer an old leather notebook, her faithful companion from her investigator days. Back then, she wrote case notes in it. Now it would become her book of retribution. On the first page she wrote, "Case number 1, Harold," and just below it, "Target, Harold. Method, unknown for now. Time, soon." Then came case number 2, Vivian. Still loud, still vain, still craving attention. Case number 3, Samuel. Still cautious, still greedy, still thinks he's the smartest one in the room.